Stampers. I just love stamp sets that are eclectic. You can use all of the stamps or some of the stamps, and they all seem to go together. That is what you get with this Positive Thoughts stamp set. Welcome to Stampin' with Diane. I'm Diane Evans, and I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today, we're going to be making a card using this amazing Positive Thoughts stamp set and this brand new coordinating dies that just came out as of February the 4th, I believe. Now, this die set is available until March the 31st or until supplies last. But maybe, hopefully, a lot of us can talk to Stampin' Up to carry this over. I think because this is carrying over into the mini or is in the mini catalog, I hope that they will carry this one over. Now, this stamp set can be used for any type of card, anywhere from a birthday to encouragement because of all these wonderful things here, sentiments there. It can also be used for get well and even sympathy cards. When I first saw it, I knew I had to do a pink and gray combination. This is always my go-to combination. So here is the birthday card that we're going to be making today. And I actually even turned it into a gift card holder. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're going to need. Of course, we're going to need the Positive Thoughts stamp set and the dies that go along with it. Just put this up here. I have a piece of Blushing Bride, and it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And I've scored this at 4 1/4 and also at 6.5. You're also going to need a scrap piece that is 1 by 2. And we're going to cut this die out. And this die actually comes from the Ornate Frames. And it's this one that's there. I use that one quite a bit. And then we are going to also have a piece of Whisper White. And this is 3 by 4. And actually what I'm going to cut out with that is I'm going to cut out one of these. I'm cutting out the feather that's there. And also this flower that's there from the scrap. We also are going to have just a scrap piece of basic gray. And what I did was I cut out one of these, a small one of these, and this butterfly. And those can be found also from this die, which is this one, and this one. I tried incorporating this into there, but I just didn't like how it quite looked. We also need some basic gray, and it's 3 1/8 by 4 5/8, and then also a piece of Whisper White, the same size as that, which is 4 5/8 by 3 1/8. And I cut this beautiful frame out of there. It cuts the frame and it also does some stitching, and I'm not sure if you can actually see that there, but the stitching on there is just it's really nice. So let's go ahead. I've already cut an awful lot of this stuff out. Other things that we're going to be using here are the Blushing Bride stamp pad and the Smoky Slate stamp pad, a Memento stamp pad, and we're also using this white 1/4 inch crinkled seam binding. We're going to be using, unfortunately it's retired, it's a pink pirouette stamping blend. And 2 other stamp sets that we're using for this is Sending You Thoughts. This is Celebration with a $60 purchase. You can earn this for free up here in Canada, and we've used this stamp set. And then we're also using the Beautiful Bouquet, and we're using the Happy Birthday one from there. I tend to use this one an awful lot for my sentiments. So I think that's it that we have. So let's go ahead and get started on this. We are also going to need a punch, and the punch that you can use is, and you know what? The thing is I didn't bring my punch over. I'm going to use actually a 1/2 inch punch on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball where this is in the middle. Now, if you really are particular where it goes for the gift card, You could even use the 1-inch punch on here, which might be good too. I'm going to try the 1/2 inch because I've got it here. But you would measure halfway in between and just mark it. But I think that's going to be good enough. Now it's really important that you do fold on the into the mountain on this particular one, because a gift card just fits right in there. If not, doesn't quite fit in there. So we're just going to score that down. And I'm bringing in my tear and tape. And I'm going to, didn't bring a gift card with me here. But anyways, I'm just going to take this tear and tape. Whoops. There we go. And I'm just going to put it here, up at the top here. And one down at the bottom. Now somebody suggested that what you could do is you could use this for money, and then that would be a big enough one for money. But because this is a gift card, what I'm going to do is I'm just putting another piece of tear and tape down here, because I don't want the gift card to move to a point that it's actually going to fall out of the card. And then just bring in my take your pick tool, and we'll just get that. And just pick that off. I guess I could use a flat tool. I just never seem to. I just always have my paper piercer point on this one. So we're just going to line that up. And see, with it being shorter, it at least is going, or I've made the opening shorter by putting that tear and tape on there. It's going to make it so that the card doesn't fall out of there. And like I said, this piece I cut out with the ornate dies. And I'm just going to use this happy birthday. So I'm bringing in my Memento ink. I'm just going to get some of the stamping done and line that up. Right there, like so. Well, it's a little uneven, but it's okay. I can live with that. And I've gone ahead and cut these pieces out of here. Now I'm using my Stamparatus again for some of this stuff. So we'll just go ahead and stamp some of this up. So with my flower, I had made a template. We're just going to put it in there. And with the feather, we're just putting in there. And I'm just using the Blushing Bride for the flower. Just double check to make sure that that's right. So the Blushing Bride, we're just, and again, if we put this underneath our Stamparatus, a stamp pad like that, and it's not going to bounce around as much. And then I'm going to use my Smoky Slate up here. One thing I really noticed with this Blushing Bride is it really does dry a totally different color. You wait till you see how this one comes out. Look at that. It's just so different, but it will dry. Blushing Bride, trust me on that one. Now, I had removed this stamp set, and every time you remove it off of your Stamparatus, you have to do a new template. So for the class, I'd actually gone ahead and I had borrowed another stamp set. But for this one, we're just going to take our Smoky Slate. Got that like that. And then I'm going to also, can't believe I did that as well. I forgot my stamp pad. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this off of here, and we're going to use it as a regular stamp. So we're going to be doing first and second generation stamping. And what that is we're just stamping full strength and then just stamping off. And with this card, I just wanted to give a bit of dimension. So we're just going to stamp. I'm going to stamp lower down here. First generation, second generation, just like that. Okay. Close up our stamp pad so we don't get that all over the place. Okay, and we're almost, I think we are finished with all of our stamping. So now we can go ahead and just put this together. So I'm just going to use some snail on the back of this. This has a definite right and wrong side. So layer that onto there. And then I am putting it on this side. I think what I'll do is I'll stamp here first on the inside. So like I said, I use that Sending You Thoughts stamp set, and I'm using this one right there. So we're just going to, I tried it with the smoky slate and the basic gray, and I tend to really like it better with the Memento. So we're just going to stamp that like that. And I thought it was a little plain, so I brought in this, and this is off of this stamp set as well. So I just used that as well, and I just put that down below there, just to give a bit of a something different. Now I'm going to bring this in here. So I think I'm also going to use tear and tape on here because I want it to make sure it sticks good. Now remember to make sure you put it on the right side, or on the left side of the thing, but on the correct side so that you don't have any stickiness that goes through. And we're just going to put that right in the middle. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and layer on our other stamping. Now where did I put everything? Okay, so we've got our things there. I've got this there. Also another thing that I do have is, like I said, this crinkled seam binding. So I'm just taking the thick end of my blend, and there's no Blushing Bride blend, so that's why I used a retired pink pirouette one, unfortunately. Tried doing this in gray, and I liked it much better in the pink, so that's why we kept to the pink. Okay, so we have that. Let's close this up as well. Now we're just going to go ahead and use dimensionals on here. Let's use a big dimensional on the back of this one. And also what I've done, because this is kind of a card that when you sit it up, it kind of falls over a little bit. So I am using this feather to kind of hold that part up as well. So this one's just going to go down here like so. Now with this one, no, I don't have my little dimensionals here, so all I'm going to do is cut up some small dimensionals here. Never waste any part of your dimensional things. There's so much on these ends here that you can use. So we're just going to put that there. I can use a bigger dimensional right there. And I think I need one more small one. So let's just go ahead and put one small there. And put that right there. And then we'll just take these off. This Take Your Pick tool really does a multitude of different things. I really like the fact it takes all these dimensional pieces off, because sometimes that's one of the hardest things to take off. Well, it's not that difficult, but this is just so much easier. So we'll bring the card back in, and we're going to bring this up like so. I'm going to put I could use more than these dots here. Now this will continue to change color. My happy birthday right up here, so I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals on there. It's just going to go there, and then we're just going to go ahead and just, I would normally glue this, but again, I'm just going to take this and stick this guy under there. This cute little guy here, we're going to use him too. Just put him right there. And then this butterfly, we're just going to put up there. But see how eclectic? Like I say, there's so many different things that you can do with this. It's really totally amazing. I just absolutely love it. So here we have the ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a bow with that. When you use the Stampin' Blends on ribbon, it tends to make the ribbon go a little stiffer. So there we go, like that, and I'll just trim this off. And we're just going to put that guy a little bit too big, the bunny ears. Sorry about that, I don't want it quite that big. And trim it off again. And then we would also put that on with glue dots or glue, but I don't seem to happen to have that here as well. People in the studio yesterday and things got borrowed, but that's okay. It will work okay, and I'll go back in. So there we have it. But you know what? By changing the sentiments and the different colors, like, can you imagine? I mean, we would skip a few things on here, but you could make this even into a masculine card, right? So if you need any of these supplies and you live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. You can shop online and you can use my hostess code. I have a tutorial that I'm giving away, and this month's tutorial is on celebration. So basically you could, for any online order, I am giving that tutorial away. If you would give me the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Leave some comments below. And also, if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.